cold against your skin, running through the chaos, letting all the sin, temptation in a bottle, ready for the night, craving for the thrill, it's time to ignite. Dark desires burning bright, echoes in the dead of night. No retreat, no looking back on this heart attack.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Great to be back after a couple of days off. It's really nice to be back again, doing the live shows. If you want to know where I've been, I'll give you an update. I've been working on a new story out of the courts, and I've just been having to do a lot of research on it, and it's been taking a lot of time, including visiting a courthouse, heading down, applying for things. It's been a bit of a journey for this one, but you guys will find out more about that story next week. I also have some new information on Lachlan Young, which we will get to this afternoon. I'm currently in the process of applying for the documents for this particular new thing about Lachlan Young, which I'm waiting on a reply for my documents from the magistrate's court. And yeah, we've got a lot of things to talk about. But hey, tonight, the first thing I want to get to tonight is Rachel actually reminded me about this, and I can't believe. I don't know how we forgot or how 6 months of time passed. The last time we talked about this was back in December when Naresh Bhatt, who it was Mamta's husband, Mamta Kafle Bhatt. So she went missing last year, and we all zeroed in on her husband. It was right around this time, right around July, August last year. And we all sort of zeroed in on the husband. Well, it's still ongoing. It's still ongoing. She's been missing for over a year now. And that makes me very sad because we did a lot of work on this particular story when it first happened. And the fact that I come back from the Erin Patterson trial and she's still missing, it makes me very sad. It makes me very sad that we're still looking for this woman a year later. It's incredibly sad, but we'll catch up on this in a couple of minutes, and we will give you more information. Hey, Danny, how are you? Good to see you. Hello to myself. Hi, myself. Good to see you. Who else is here? Rachel's here. Marilyn Landis is here. Kathy Lynch. Jojo's here. Danny's here. Who else? Heather Stevens is here. Hey, Heather. Good to see you, my friend. Gayla says, unfortunately, I think she is lost forever. I hope so. I mean, I hope she isn't lost forever. I hope we find her. Not that I hope she's lost forever. That'd be bad. Danny, good to see you. That's okay. People misspell my name all the time. All the time. You should see it at the Supreme Court when they call me Ping. It's pretty funny. Actually, it's sort of funny. At the Supreme Court, when I get to visit with their media team, they know my real name. So I either walk in and they're like, "Hi, Ping, how are you?" Or I walk in and they use my real name. And it's sort of jarring because everyone calls me Ping. And then when people call me by my like my real name, I sort of go, huh? Because like it's sort of weird because everyone calls me by my show name. So so they switch between it depending on the day. Sometimes they're like, "Hey, Ping." Sometimes they use my other name. Just depends, but it's very kind. They often refer to me as in my emails. I'll often say, "Hi, Ping, how are you?" So it's really nice. They're great people. I love the Supreme Court media team. They're some of my favorite people in the world. Nanalana, good to see you. Good to see you. Kathy says, unsolved missing children. Okay, there's a lot of those, like millions of cases. So where are we at? Let me give you an update. So I've been recording and editing that Erin Patterson omnibus type video. It's a lot of work, and I've had to cut things, re-record certain sections of it, and it's going okay. It'll probably be out early next week. I've still got probably another 50 hours on it. It's a lot of work. So it'll be from the early parts of Erin Patterson, like dating back to when Simon and her met, and then it'll come all the way forward till the verdict. So we'll go from the earliest part of her timeline, and then we'll work all the way through till the trial. We'll run through some important parts of the trial, and then we'll give you the verdict right at the end of the video. So that'll be out early next week. I will say, I saw a couple of someone emailed me another creator who got over 100,000 views on their video for Erin Patterson, and I watched the video. I was like, okay, let's see if they've got any information that I don't have. Let's see how they present it. And in the hour video, and I watched every minute of it, they screwed up timelines. They got people's they attributed information to the wrong people. They got town names wrong. They described the places incorrectly. They said people lived in spots that they didn't actually live in. They got where the stores where the mushrooms were apparently sold. They got them wrong. They got a bunch of the trial information wrong. And I just, not that I am any better than anyone else at doing Erin Patterson, just that there's so much information out there, either from my channel, The Guardian, The Age, The Daily Mail, even the ABC podcast. There's so much information out there about Erin Patterson. I don't understand how people make giant, small mistakes even I make, and I've been sitting through it for months. But to make a video and get like 50 things wrong shows me like poor planning. You didn't actually read through any of the actual court documents or anything, or not court documents, but like the court coverage. Like, I don't get it. And like all these rave reviews in the comments, like, oh, this was the best video I've seen on Erin. Yeah, it's all wrong. Like, this is how misinformation starts in true crime. Like, that's why when I do true crime, I try to just tell you guys the truth, because I hate misinformation in true crime. It drives me bonkers. I hate when people just start things for no reason. And that's how you get things like 10, 15 years later, people are still talking about it. And they're like, oh, it's not correct. That never happened. So, you know, I don't know. I just, the information's there if you want it. If you want to do a video on it, great. But it's there. All you have to do is read. All you have to do is research. All you have to do is be a little clever about it and just, take notes and, make your own little timelines and things like that. It's not hard. It's just takes a bit of effort. So yeah, just frustrating when you see some of these creators like getting 100,000 views for something that's completely wrong. So it's a little frustrating. Kathy Lynch says nobody has coverage like Ping. Well, I don't know. I think there was a few people who did really good coverage during the trial. I think The Guardian did a really good job. The ABC did a pretty good job. The Age did a good job too. So there was a few creators who did a good job. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I watched that video from start to end, and I was like, where did you get this information from? And how did you make your notes for this show? Because it's all wrong. It's just weird. All right, no more bitching about people. What else have we got tonight? Yeah, so Lachlan Young. We got some updates on Lachlan. Lachlan has been a very naughty boy. Lachlan has been a very naughty boy after changing his plea at trial. He's been playing up, allegedly, behind bars, and the police have actually brought new charges against Lachlan. So I'm going to go into that in a minute, but we're going to start with Mamta, because I think it's really important. This case makes me incredibly sad, and if the theory that so she's got like this support group out in the area that sort of, anytime there's coverage, they sort of speak for her and they sort of stand up for her rights, right? They sort of, because she has no voice, they become her voice. And I love that. I think it's one of the greatest stories in a very sad story. I think it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in true crime and covering true crime is this sort of like, support group that surrounds surrounds Mamta and her case and her kid, and just they do their best. They try to represent her interests correctly, and but it makes me sad that if what they've been telling people, that most likely Naresh cut her up and then disposed of her around the area in trash compactors and rubbish bins. It worries me that we may never see her again. We've done a few stories, and I've shown you how difficult what they call like rubbish dump searches for human remains can be. They're incredibly difficult. They're difficult when you have like one body, and they know where the body went. It's in this bin. This truck picked it up and then took it to the garbage dump. Right? They're difficult as it is. But if this is true that he has cut her up and then deposited her in different bins, it amplifies that difficulty by a million, because you don't know if it went to the same rubbish dump. You don't know if it got picked up on different days. It could be in completely different areas. There could be multiple parts of her that have been scattered across several different sites. And as much as I would love to have her body be found and returned to her family, I think they've got a monumental challenge in front of them. I really do. It's not easy. But I hope they find her, because it would just be the sort of final thing to Naresh that they're like, huh, we beat you, we found her, and then he can rot in jail. He is, Mr. I need an interpreter. That still drives Ping crazy all these years later, that he needs an interpreter. The guy who's able to sell his vehicle, talk to sellers and buyers, talk about his car, know all the features of the car, tell them about it, somehow needs a interpreter. So for people who maybe didn't watch the coverage of this, I am going to play like sort of like a little catch up from one of the local news stations down here, if it'll play. It was a 1 year sort of thing that happened about a week ago. So I want to play it to you. Please write update. So there was an update in March. All right, let's play the update. So there was an update in March, and then I'll play you the 1 year thing. So WUSA has been one of the WUSA 9 has been one of the biggest channels that have been covering Mamta's case. The other one is WJLA. Those two have been sort of like the pinnacle of the coverage for Mamta since day one. So let's play this, and then we can do more questions.
To your community. Tonight, we're turning the spotlight back on the disappearance of Mamta Kafle Bhatt. It's a story we followed for months. Mamta would have turned 29 this week, but instead of celebrating a birthday, family and friends are holding on to memories and demanding justice. Her husband is behind bars, charged with her murder, but her body has never been found. Our Katie Lusso is in Manassas Park, where the fight for answers continues.
Here outside the Manassas Park Police Department, you can see Mamta's photo, candles, and even balloons. The mother and nurse would have been turning 29 years old this week, but tonight her family still doesn't have answers as to where she is, and her husband remains behind bars awaiting trial on a murder charge.
Mamta was on this earth for 28 years and 64 days. And that was not enough days. So having the memorial is a constant reminder that she is loved, that she is missed.
Holly Worth is a colleague and friend of Mamta's.
We worked as nurses in really hard situations but she always found a way to bring joy into that space. And so when I think of her, that's all I can think of her is that smiling face.
Police believe it was Mamta's husband, Naresh Bhatt, who killed her. Do you have any idea where she could be at this point? He's now awaiting trial for her death. Manassas Park Police Chief Mario.
So yes, he's in prison. He was arrested, I think it was last September, on an original charge, and then in December they charged him with murder. So original one was desecration of a body. I have to double check, but they ended up charging him with Mamta's murder in December. I was telling Mrs. Ping before, I was saying there's not been very many times where I've actually directly accused someone in a case we've been following. And I was mentioning to her that I think there's only been 3. Erin Patterson, Naresh Bhatt, and the other one was Samantha Murphy, but it wasn't accusing someone. It was saying that the husband wasn't involved. And I kept saying that early on. And I said, it's very rare for me to sort of, say this is the person or this is what's going on. I normally just show you what's the news or whatever. And from day one, Naresh, it was obvious, super obvious that, he had something to do with it, most likely killed his wife, and it was a control issue. Like you hear him talk about her in that. So it's this video right here that you see, this one here. We've played it several times on this channel. This particular video of Naresh is damning. It's not this one. It's a different one. There's another one of a body cam with 2 cops come to the home in a wellness check or a welfare check on Mamta. And he's talking to the cops, and it's damning footage as far as I'm concerned. That's the thing that basically told me that he had killed her. It's super obvious. Now that we know, he lies all the way through it. Oh, she might be in Texas. Oh, she might be in New York. She's with her sister. Mamta doesn't have any family. She does now in the country, but at that time, she didn't have any family in the country. He's like, oh, she's with her sister, and she went here, and she bought an apartment, and she's over here, and I went there once, and she was seeing a guy, and there was a raccoon came, and aliens were there, and maybe I got abducted. I don't know. I can't remember. Do you want to come in? I can come in. I can get a wallet. Do you want to sit down? Like, when people talk like this, and I've seen it in a few cases, especially with people that are charged with crimes, they're just rattling, and they're just spinning. They can't tell the truth to save their lives, and well, they want to hide their offending. But that did it for me. It was that video. And you could just see it. You can see him, and you can see that look when he answers the door and he knows there's 2 police officers there. It's almost like a flash comes over his face. Like, this is the moment I'm going to be arrested. Like that. It's really obvious. We'll watch it in a minute.
It could be at this point. He's now awaiting trial for her death. Manassas Park Police Chief Mario Lugo has told WUSA 9 he does not believe Mamta is alive. He shared Tuesday that they are still actively investigating her case.
We exhausted all leads at this point, but we're still looking through some of the evidence and combing through it.
He says they want to bring Mamta's family closure.
We're sad about it. We wish we could find her and, give some peace to the family, and some closure.
Closure for her community, but also her family, especially her young daughter.
The baby is happy. She's thriving. She's growing. She's meeting all of her milestones. And we're going to make sure that she knows she had the most loving mother.
Worth says Mamta's story has touched so many people.
I think more importantly, her story is impacting other victims of domestic violence to get out of their situations.
While things have definitely quieted down in recent weeks, their fight for justice is far from over.
It's the calm before the storm. And we know when that trial begins, we're going to be there like an army of Mamta supporters.
Now, Naresh Bhatt's trial is scheduled to begin in September.
So you heard at the end there that Naresh's trial was supposed to start in September. Well, it's not now. There's a massive delay in the case, and it's because his legal team says the discovery is going to take them so long, because they probably need an interpreter to show to Naresh that they can't be ready for September. So they actually asked the court for a delay Well, we know what that delay is now. It is 2026, a year away. It's about a year and 2 months away. It's insane. It's insane that we will not go to trial this year. You had a year to work through that discovery. I don't care if you got a different lawyer. I don't care about anything. It's a year. How much discovery could there be that you apparently can't work through it? It's just delay tactics. You know, apparently the prosecution were also so busy with crimes and different other trials that they had no other dates that they could do in 2025. And so combine the prosecution being so busy and having no other dates in 2025 and their excuse that they can't work through the discovery in time for trial in September of 2025, they moved it by over a year. Danny said, is he in custody? Yes, he's in custody. He was arrested, I think it was September last year. And he was originally charged with desecration of a corpse, I'm pretty sure. And then they changed that charge because there was a legal challenge on that in November. There was a big legal challenge over the search warrant. And then they were wording on a search warrant, apparently. Then they were going to, I have to double check. I can't remember if it's a search warrant or the arrest warrant. I have to double check. But yeah, they end up charging him with the murder of Mamta, which we were all very happy about because we were wondering what was taking so long about getting a murder charge filed instead of dealing with this smaller charge. But he's now been charged with Mamta's murder, was supposed to go to trial September 2025, but now it'll be in the, what would be quarter three, the end of quarter three, 2026. So it's insane. You know, one of the sayings that I've seen in the trial process now is they often say it, and it's you know, what is I'm probably going to screw it up, but it's like justice must be done. It must not just be done. It should also seem to be done, right? So what does that mean? That means just because you find like not guilty, and the trial plays out, that, you know, it should look like that justice is being done properly, and, you know, the proper steps are being taken. Everything looks, you know, legit. There's no like dodgy anything. It should look clean and, you know, done very well. And when you get a delay of this long, it doesn't look like it's seen to be done, does it? It almost just, you know, hey, you know, that's fine. 2026, we'll all be there. We don't even know if, like, to quote my favorite football coach in the entire world, Coach Shanahan, we don't know if we'll all be alive this Sunday. So to just be like, yeah, 2026, 13, 14 months away, it's pretty crazy. Kathy said, didn't they find blood in the home? They did. So there was some crime scene photos that were released. I did show on this channel when they came out. Unfortunately, we got caught up with the Aaron Patterson trial, and we got sidetracked with that trial. So for like almost 6 months, we've been doing that, and we sort of moved on from a lot of other cases that we were covering. But here's some of the evidence photos. So this is where the bath used to be, and you can see they've removed that bathtub, and they said they found under this cork, not the other word, CAULK, they found blood. So they reckon that Mamta's body was put in here and probably chopped up, which is very, very sad. Yeah, here's the carpet. So this is the carpet that they found blood stains and drag marks on, and you can see that big blood stain on the carpet right there. It's really horrific evidence. It really is, and it shows you just how. They said one of the cops described this scene as one of the worst crime scenes that they had ever been to, and if these are just a few photos that got released to the public, what what other evidence do they have that's so violent and dramatic that, you know, that they would have that description that we haven't seen yet? And that tells me that these are the ones they felt okay with filing and making public. But what are the other ones? Like, there must be more, and that's really horrible. Her last moments are this sort of messed up, and you know, to chop your partner up and drag her body through the home, and then go and purchase more knives, apparently. So, yes, drag marks of blood. Joe Neal said he needs to be given a fair trial to secure a guilty verdict. That goes to the saying I was telling you about. You know, justice must not just be done; it must seem to be done. But when you have these monster delays, it's compromises that saying a little bit. Gayla says the blood in the grout. I think that's this photo up here. This one right here. So there's the photo. They said this is blood. After testing in the lab, they were able to confirm that. And then they said they found more. So they removed the entire bath. You can see where it used to sit on this tiling. And I think they said there was more blood staining over here too. It's really brutal. Really brutal what he did to her. I mean, here, I want to show you Naresh in his own words, because I think this is the most powerful thing about the whole trial, really. So I want to see if I have it. I have a little bit of it here. This is from, again, WUSA 9, who have been great at covering this trial.
We're looking for Miss Mamta Kafle.
Yeah, she like on Tuesday, Wednesday, she left, and then she says she's gonna go either New York or Texas, and then she left. She had the phone, and then she destroyed that phone, and then she left.
So she destroyed the phone and she left. She said she was going to New York.
Yeah, her sister, one of her sisters.
In newly released body camera footage, we're seeing the
That was like 30 seconds, and he's like, oh, she left, and there was a phone, and the phone was destroyed, and then she went to Texas or New York, and then her sister, one of her sisters, how many sisters? I don't know. It is, it's so awful, but it's so, I don't mean to laugh because it's so serious, but he just looks so stupid. He's just like, and there was a donkey, and a donkey came. No, he didn't say that, but that's almost what it feels like. He's just so erratic, and you can tell he is absolutely shitting bricks when these cops turned up to his door. He knows it. And what's very sad is you can see Mamta's small child in his arms right there. It's you know, all we can hope is that, like the friend of Mamta says, the baby's doing really well, and it's growing up great, got a lot of support, and they're doing really good. So that's a positive. But yeah, this video of Naresh, let me play some more.
first interaction police had with Naresh Bhatt on August 2nd. They went to the couple's Manassas Park home to conduct a welfare check after his wife's co-workers told police she didn't show up to work.
Did she say why she left?
Yeah, because we are about to separate, and then the home inspection come here I'm about to sell the home.
But on August 14th, he told WUSA 9 this.
Talk to me about the last time you saw her.
In the evening of the Wednesday, we were here, and then we ate together. Yes.
What did she say? What was she like? Did she?
We don't have any type of that. It was like normal day, like other regular days.
In the body camera footage, he's heard telling police she's left before, something he also told WUSA 9. As the officers continue to ask him questions, he tells them that she had mental health issues.
I told her multiple times, let's go to the psychiatrist.
The officers listen and tell him to get in touch with anyone who knows her to make sure she's not actually.
By the way, when he says there, I told her multiple times to go see a psychiatrist and that she has mental health issues. Wanting to leave a partner is not a psychiatric issue. You know what they say? If you're in a situation and you can't spot the arsehole, it's probably you. So it's not her, buddy. It's you. And the fact that you are now the one who is accused of murdering her, it rings true. There is nothing that makes me more angry than Naresh Bhatt. He is he's just a manipulative liar. And you can tell in this footage, like, he uses this type of fast speaking and he sort of switches what he says. So he'll say something and then he'll offer a variable at the end of it. Like, sort of when he said about the sister, he's like, oh, her sister, or multiple sisters. Like, he does this throughout the whole thing. Hold on. Guys, I'll be back in 1 second. Hold on. Hey guys, sorry about that. We had a medical call that I had to pause it so you guys can't hear it. That's all. Good to see you guys. Hey, yeah, I'm muted for a second. Hey, Snap Crackle, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, let's watch a bit more of Naresh. Like I said, he always offers a variable every time he talks. So he'll offer some information and then he'll offer like a variable to it. And you'll hear this in a lot of people who are on body cam for crimes and things like this. And it's a way of basically muddying the waters so that if it ever comes back to them, well, I didn't say that. I said this. But, he's very good at it. This is a guy, and I'm not being racist here because this guy speaks English. He speaks English just fine. He's worked in American companies. He does not need an interpreter. And yet he tries to use a language barrier as a way of avoidance. And you see it throughout this interaction with police. Now, I have the full video. I was able to track it down while we're on that little break. And I think it's very insightful. It really is. And just listen to him talk. If you've never watched this before, just listen to him. And don't worry about the what he's saying, the information. Just listen to the way he says things about the information he's giving. It's very telling. Yeah, let's go here.
Hello, sir. How are you? I'm off to the team in National Park, please. We're looking for Miss Mamta Kafle.
Yeah, we see like on Tuesday, Wednesday, she left and then she says she's gonna go either New York or Texas, and then she left. She had the phone and then she destroyed that phone and then she left.
So she destroyed the phone and she left. She said she was going to New York.
Yeah, her sister, one of her sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any other contact information?
Yeah, I like she has a different 3 phones. I do have 2 phone numbers. One phone number somebody other receiving, one another for.
Sorry, she has what? First you told police that she destroyed the phone. Now you said she has 3 phones, but 2 phones, but you have 2 numbers for it. What are you talking about? Like, what is this? It's the most insane thing I've ever listened to. Oh, he just offers variables throughout the whole thing.
Contact number for the New York I do have.
Okay, can you show me that, please? Can you
Can we
hand
get
that
those
info?
numbers? Can we get those phone numbers from you?
Yeah, we just want to see if she's okay because we have an employer calling.
Hi.
Did she say why she left?
Yeah, because we are about to separate, and then the home inspection come here I'm about to sell the home. So she wanna say like, okay, I wanna go with my sisters, and then she used to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
The fuck does this have to do with anything? What does that have to do with you missing wife? Oh, there's a home inspection and she works, and it was like Thursday, and it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What are you talking about? Constantly, this is crazy.
Okay.
And then sometimes I don't know where you can come inside or I can come outside.
It's up to you, sir.
Up to you, sir. Yeah.
And she used to live in a falls church. I don't know the exact address. I know the building because I noticed there because I saw her email. And then one place over there, and then I don't know, somewhere in Manassas, because on the 8th, I think like on the 8th she started a job.
Last month?
No. Yeah, last month. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. On the 8th, so I'm not working since that. She say like she gonna be stay there, and then once she gonna be everything settled down, she will take the baby. She not gonna leave the baby with me. That's what she said. I know the building in Falls Church where she was. Still, she's living over there or Texas, because I already conversation with her sister. She just did not reply me, and then she was asking me, and then her mom is also asking for me. I don't know where is she.
Okay. So if you could give us the phone numbers, please. We want to see if we can make contact with her.
What? What are you talking about again? Like, oh, it was here and it was here, and I know a house and it was an apartment, and then like a donkey came, and the donkey showed up, and then like a raccoon. There was an alien. Like, it's the most bizarre conversation I've ever listened to by anyone on a body cam. Like, none of that's information. He's like, I talked to the sister. Who are you talking about? Are you like, there's no such person. Are you talking to imaginary people now? Is that what's going on? If it is, maybe you're the one who needs a psychiatrist, because apparently that's what you do. You talk to imaginary people. And that, it could be schizophrenia, it could be some other psychological disorder. He's one of the most frustrating people to listen to, and he's like, oh, she went north and south and she was over here, but she was at work and wouldn't leave the baby. It's crazy. And this is when I watched this video, I was like, oh, he did it 100%. He killed his wife. Like, there's so many more simple ways that he could have got the cops to just go away. Like someone said in the chat, he could have just said, yeah, she's not here. And if they go, why? You go, oh, I don't know. And you go, I don't know, she doesn't live here anymore. That's it. 2 seconds and they're gone. Because you could say, we're separated, she doesn't live here anymore. I don't know where she is. That's it. Like, that's what a normal person would that's what a normal person who killed their wife would say, Ping. That's what they would say. But this guy just rattles on random details and words constantly. Like, that was 30 seconds. Literally 30 seconds. Like, we're only up to 2 minutes and 38 seconds. And this guy has said more words than a politician, like trying to convince the public that taxes are a good idea. He really has.
This is not the first time. Multiple times he go and then come back in a few days.
Okay.
I don't have the phone number for her sister. Usually I have
No, you don't have the phone number for the imaginary person you were talking to? I'm shocked. I am shocked and outraged. You tell me about this imaginary person and why you don't have that phone number if you spoke to them. If you spoke to them, how come you don't have the number? Yeah, no sense.
Facebook, but I don't have her phone number.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So that's what I replied 2:23. Usually she works Thursday to Saturday. She works there, and then
Wait, a minute ago you just told us that she worked Wednesday to Friday. Now she works Thursday to Saturday? I don't even think you know what you're talking about. I think you're just like literally random words. You're like a random AI generator for words. You're just like, how many words can I tell the police in 1 minute? It's like a challenge, like a TikTok challenge.
It's not like first time she disappear and then come back. I live with my parents over there. She say like, okay, I'm not gonna live with your parents. My parents left back home, and then still a lot of she going. She got the green card already, and then she was about to like. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, what does this mean? I don't know what this means. He's just like, and then like, what is this? Spirit fingers? And then she had spirit fingers. Like, is that what that is? Like, what is this? I don't think the cops know what you're talking about. You're just like, oh, right? You guys know. You guys all know. And they're just like, I don't think we do.
When she left, was she did you say anything about like hurting herself or anything concerning?
No, because if
everything's
it's the
normal?
first time, then like I can say, oh, okay, where are you going, this and that. This is like multiple times. I don't know, like who called you, but like sometimes she came back, and then most of the her stuff, like regular stuff, she already like I think like in March she already take regular stuff like regular wearing, regular shoes. This is her shoes even like but the regular things she already take it. But like the normal thing like fancy wear.
Sorry, what's the difference between the normal things and the regular things? And why are her shoes not counted as normal things or regular things? I'm so confused. He's like, and her shoes are here. Like that proves some sort of point he's talking about. They're like, yes, we see what you're talking about. Shoes are definitely here at the front door.
Like a suits, special wear, still we have here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get your phone number, sir?
Yeah.
And
So-
do you have ID on here?
Yeah.
Okay. Just get that. Yeah, we'll get all at once. So we don't have contact. I mean, what I'm thinking is if maybe get his info and he could tell us to give us a call if she comes back.
Yep, get his info. Sounds like they're going through a divorce, so she decided to go to New York with her sister. If she just comes back, he'll give you a call. And just, I think it was her job who called, just called him, let them know that, hey, spoke to the husband. It appears they're going through a divorce, and she left and went to New York.
And she's not at the work.
Her employer called and asking just called us to check if she was okay. So that's why we're here. We don't mean to bother you.
No, that's fine. She's supposed to be there. Usually like I don't know. I cannot check. Like where she goes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. It's all right.
Military?
Yeah.
What branch?
Army. You good?
Okay, Virginia.
No, my wife's military.
Oh wow.
As soon as he thinks he has the cops fooled, he starts speaking normally again. Did you notice that? As soon as he thought this was all over, he starts speaking in a normal voice, in a normal tone, in a normal like cadence. Like he's like, "Oh, really? Yeah, I'm military. Yeah, high five and all this." And it just shows you a lot into the insight into some of these people, especially people who commit crimes, who offend against people like their wife.
So, can I have your card or something?
Yes, I'll give you my card.
Yeah, so that I can call back. Hopefully, she either texts us because one of her very closest friends either texts us. I don't know, like maybe like she working not.
Bro, that really wasn't English. Like, what was that? You're like, oh, I hope she works and yeah and no and a Friday and a bear came. again with the weird just word salad of Naresh Bhatt.
At this time, I know like the home inspection, they come over here to evaluate the home and then painting. So because I say like I want to sell this home, because a lot of stuff going on. So I just bought.
What does this have to do with anything of your wife being missing? He's all like, oh, and the painters came and there was a real estate for an inspection and what? What has that got to do with like your wife being missing? Oh, people often go missing when we have real estate inspections. It's a known thing. You guys know all about it, right? Being cops, people just often disappear.
A year ago. It's less than a year. So I say like I'm done. So people come over here and then see ask a little bit, but like I already told them like realtor don't talk to anybody else. Just make inspection and then make a value.
No, wait, can you get the cat on it, please?
I hope you guys are following because I'm not. He said something about I told them to go and then they made a section and then it was like, yeah.
Even like she was 5 months, she left for like 2 weeks. We never know. And then one of friend tell me like somewhere in culture. And then after that, at that time, she had a laptop over here. In my laptop, her email was on. And then I see Uber was there. She did the Uber. And then I went to the nearby the building. And then I saw her, like at the building because, I wait for her, like, work time. I see her there. And then same thing happens again another time right here in the Bright Street, right? She said like, at that time we had a conversation. She said like, I'm in a Fairfax. But like, I just guessed maybe like she is there. And then I just wait for a few hours over there. At that time, my parents was here. So, I can go there. And then I see she's just stepping out from one of my friends, both like, both of us friends. And then she just step out. And then I went inside, why are you lying? If you want to go, just go. If you don't want to go, but I don't want to stay with you. That's what I say.
Right. Okay. Sir.
The cops were just like, what? What are you talking about? And they're just like, is this your phone number? And I think they're just like, how do we get out of here? So it sort of worked. He's sort of random rubbish talking. Like, I don't know what is he talking about? He's like, sometimes my parents came and then I was over there and I went here and there was an apartment and I went there and I was like, if you want to go, you just go. If you want to stay, we do that. And it's like, what? So the cops are probably like, what's going on?
So your phone number.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to explode because I need to end this story with, and this is how I knew Naresh Bhatt had killed his wife, because like this and the evidence, but like, what is this? Then he tried to sell his cars. He tried to sell the property. They said when they raided that home, he had passports and luggage ready to leave the country. So that he was getting ready to flee, most likely out of the country and try and get away from his offending. So he sold the cars, the property, and then he had the passports and the luggage. And then cops saw that blood in the home, and we sort of got where we were today. You think it's wrong to criticize his language skills? I don't. I think it's one thing to be inherently racist to someone based on their, knowledge of English or the way they speak to people. But Naresh Bhatt is not one of these people. Naresh worked for USA companies, speaks pretty good English, including in the military. He also worked as what we found online as a translator. So I don't understand how you work as a translator, but you can't speak English. What are you going to do? Translate? You go, yes, I understand what they're saying, but I can't tell anyone else because I don't speak English. It doesn't work that way. He's just using it as a cover. This guy speaks English just fine. It's not like it's not a attacking someone because their knowledge of the English language is poor. That's not what's going on at all. He speaks English just fine. I mean, he just held a 8-minute conversation and said more words than that we have in the English dictionary. So his understanding of English words are just fine. I mean, I've seen less words spoken to me from other people who, were naturally born in the country. So he's doing just fine. Yeah, this is not a real thing. I think we're
Yeah,
gonna end there, but anyway.
does end up missing, just call us back.
Oh, if she does end up missing, just call us back. Well, I like to do that when my wife goes missing.
Could be complicated, but here's your ID back.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give the her employer a call back to see to let her know what we spoke about today. Okay.
All right.
And from this time, Mamta has been missing since since I think it's July last year, and up until this point, and we're in August of 2025 now. She has not been located. You know, judging by some of the comments and some of the evidence and some of the bits and pieces that have come out over the year, it seems like at some point during an argument inside their home, Naresh attacked Mamta inside that home, and then I believe he freaked out after he killed her and then decided to dismember her body, pack it into trash bags, and drove it around the county and disposed of her remains across several locations. And now we're awaiting trial where we will probably learn a lot more about what the police think happened inside of that home. Kathy said, if he had gotten back to Nepal, could we have gotten him back? Did I read something that said that they don't have an extradition treaty? I think we looked this up last time. That's right, they do not. Nepal and the United States do not have bilateral extradition treaty. So they can get an Interpol red notice, but I don't think that would do anything if he made it to the country. So there is no formal agreements in place between the US government and the Nepalese government regarding criminals who cross the borders of either side, America or Nepal. So if he made it back there, he probably would have gone missing, just like a few other criminals have made it to the subcontinent and other places and just disappeared. So Joe Neal says, I know every not US American person speaks 3 or 4 languages. That explains why we can't understand you sometimes. It makes a lot of sense. Wendy R said, he said Manassas just fine. I know. Is it? What does it mean? Giant mountain or something? You have to tell me. Gayla said, Kathy, yeah, he was in the US Army. Right. He worked a bunch of different jobs, including in IT and a bunch of other things that we were able to track down last time. He had several jobs while being in the USA. Rachel said, the evidence suggests that something happened in the bedroom and closet. Yeah, I believe they got into an argument over their marriage, and I believe there was marital problems that dated back many months, and like we heard, he'd been searching for another woman, probably like, I don't know what the correct word for it would be, but like a mail order bride type thing. That's the sort of description I got. Was he was searching online for, like, sort of like arranged marriages or just other women from his home country to come and take her place. So yeah, he is a real scumbag. I cannot wait for the trial. I will cover it day and night because we need to highlight everything about Mamta, Naresh, all the offending, everything, because the violence against women in our community is disgusting, especially and it's all people. It's not. There's one segment of people that commit more things against women, and it's white people, or it's Hispanic people, or it's Black Americans. No, it's everyone. It crosses all barriers, and it seems to infiltrate our society, and it just seems to keep going. It's like, oh, every week there's another woman dead. There's another woman dead. Partner killed that wife or whatever. Just girlfriend gets killed. Like we just heard about Lachlan Young. Lachlan Young, like just in his early 20s, committed some of the most horrific abuse that I think I've ever read about for people that young. And they, the stories are horrific. They really are. Yeah, that's why I use that photo of Mamta, because I love it. It's one of the nicest photos. Where is it? Where is that nice photo with her in the snow? This photo here. Oh, it looks terrible on this thing. Yeah. This one here, but that's a bad copy of it. It's a great photo. I love it. She looks so happy in this photo. Why are they all pixelated? That's all right. But this photo here, it's a great photo. She looks so happy. And that's why I used it for our thumbnail, because every time I've covered this case, I go back to this photo. She looks like she's having a fun time with the snow. And I like to remember people, especially victims of violent crimes, not in their saddest moment, like a crime scene photo, but of their like happiest moments like this. There's another photo with her kid, but I think the family has asked us not to use photos of her and her child because they don't want the kid being publicized throughout the media. So Rachel said she was gaining independence working and he didn't like that. There was a bunch of control issues here. There was a few of them that we read about. Wendy R said Manassas was a U.S. Civil War battlefield. He knows the area. He does. And there is some tracking of where he went. Joe Neal said, I have no idea what that means. Mimi says, late as always, I need to figure out why my notifications aren't working. I don't know why your notifications are not working, my friend. Wendy R. said her friend said she was a happy, cheery person. That's the description that I've always seen from all of her work friends and acquaintances and people that she knew. It was always one of a woman who was always happy to just be with people and have a conversation with friends, or just happy to be wherever she was with other people and having a conversation or just hanging out or doing work. Just a happy lady is what I've been, told. Gail said the video where she's singing with her daughter is so sweet. I want to abide by the family's wishes, and I don't want to use anything that has her child deliberately in it. I know it was in that video, but it's unfortunate we can't, it's a massive piece of evidence, unfortunately, but I don't want to like deliberately do that because they don't want her being publicized. So Jojo says, oh, interesting. I don't think that's racist. I think again we've turned a corner on maybe you being racist. I think we've turned that corner once again. All right, so I hope I've caught you up where we are today. 2025, a year after Mamta went missing, we still don't have any remains of Mamta, which is heartbreaking. But what we do have is we have her accused killer in jail, awaiting trial with some very strong evidence. Would it be nice to have Mamta return to her family? Yes. And I hope that still happens. I'll always hold out hope that they will be able to figure out a way. I mean, in Canada, they figured out how to find those First Nation women that had been put in dumpsters and then taken to the landfill, and they found them. I hold out hope that we can find something of Mamta to give back to her family, and I will always hold out hope that we can achieve that somehow. And so where do we go from here? We got a long wait. It's sort of like the Patterson trial. When we first heard about Erin, it was in 2023, and we had to wait from 2023 all the way through 2024, and then a quarter of the way through 2025 to get to trial. It'll be very similar with this particular one. We're going to have to wait for the rest of 2024, 2025, and then head into 2026, and then head almost to the end of the year, next year, to get to this trial. But I promise I will be there. I will cover it every day, and I'll bring you the latest details from the courthouse. I will speak to their media team, and I will get on board, and I'll do whatever I have to make sure I get those daily updates from the courthouse for the trial. So it's very important that we cover this one properly. So you'll get same type of coverage that I've done with Erin. Yeah, the difference is they were intact. There are some differences. They were intact. They knew what garbage bins they were in. They knew what truck had picked them up, and they all went to the same landfill. Yes. But even if they could find one bin that Naresh put her into and then took that to landfill, we might be able to find something to give back to the family, even if it's part of, I mean, we'd like to do the whole thing, but if we could find part of Mamta just to give back, and so they can bury her or have a ceremony or something symbolic where Naresh does not win. By never finding her, Naresh wins, right? Because he wanted her gone. And that's why I think hopefully we'll be able to find something. I don't know. Half Irish says they found Susan Morphew eventually, though she wasn't put in a landfill. Landfill searches are really difficult, but I too hold out hope. So, Joe Neal said, no, well, it was many years, Joe. The ones in Canada were multiple years. They had been there since 2019, 2020, something like that. It was a number of years, more than we have in Mamta's case. So it was a lot. Wendy asked it, if they found any of her, would they keep it quiet until trial? No, I don't believe so. I don't think so anyway. I would want to think that they'd want to give the community hope, and they want to celebrate the life of Mamta with like a not a funeral as such, but like a ceremony or something. So I don't know. I don't think they would keep it quiet as such, but they may have found like remains, blood, things like that at the home. When you see that photo here, where is it? Where's the one from the bathtub? Here. So what do you notice about this bathtub photo? There's something that is not normal here. What do you notice about this bathtub photo? There's something not okay with this photo, and it's not the blood, it's not the bathtub missing. There's something off here. And if you can't guess it, I'll tell you. The drain is missing, the drain pipes and stuff. So often in crime scene and analysis, they often take the drainage out. They did this in the Long Island serial killer. They actually cut out all the drain pipes, and they do this because drain pipes are actually very sticky. I know that sounds yucky, but they are. They get a lot of soap scum and oils and fats and gross things, and stuff tends to stick to the inside of the pipe. So they can often sometimes find things like flesh remains, particles of human remains, blood, hair, fibers, all sorts of things. So yeah, the drainage pipe looks to have been ripped out. At least part of it has. There's a bit over here. I don't know if that's part of that drain, but there's definitely stuff missing. So I think when we go to trial, we're definitely going to find out that they probably cut. I reckon this photo was probably a first photo. They probably cut all of this out. I would guess that they probably cut with a saw most of this section out and then lifted it up to see what was underneath or in the pipes or whatever. If there was an access panel somewhere, they may have cut the pipe directly. There's a bunch of things they do. So, Joe Neal said Canadian landfills receive much less material. I think. Hold on. If I go here. So in this document about the landfill search, in the Prairie one, looking for a serial killer's victims. Here, if we go down, they have a demonstration down here of how they do it. So this was the landfill, the Prairie Green landfill in Canada that they search, and you can see how like I'm sure the ones in America are maybe bigger, but this is a pretty big landfill, and you can see sort of some of the. See, here's the plot points here. So they had this in quadrants here. This was the quadrant they thought the remains were in, and they did end up finding them here. And they were lucky because they knew what day they had come in. They knew what truck it was, all that type of thing, which helped narrow down the area. But even then, it's not that narrow. It's this entire green section right here. And I think this is how they do it. So this is how a lot of landfill sites do the rubbish. So they sort of put them in these, what they call a cell, and they do them in these cell shapes here, and they'll do it and they'll make another one, and then they do another one and another one, and it just keeps sort of going. And this is how they do it. And they'll put like what they call daily cover over the top. So they do a deposit, then they cover it to stop animals and stuff like that. And then they'll make another one here, and they'll keep going. And so while the searches are quite difficult, they're not impossible. It just takes some work, takes some studying, takes information. You need to know some key points, and it's like time of day, what day the rubbish might have been picked up, what truck it might have been, where did that truck go. If you can figure those things out, you might be able to figure out a location of where the remains might be. So Half Irish says, we do send a lot of recycling here in Canada. Not sure where that ends up, but our landfills are smaller. Yeah, they would be smaller, but hey, we know what they say. Everything's bigger in America. So maybe you have bigger tools, like a bigger truck thing, like the things that dig into stuff. Gayla says, I know even with regular cleaning, pipes are absolutely vile. I fixed some pipes for my parents and realized why plumbers get big money. Yeah, they're foul. Doesn't matter how many times you clean them, how many times you bleach them or scrub them. They are gross. They get a lot of like soap scum and fat and oils from bodies and blah. They're very yuck. So Joe Neal said, I don't think I referred to anyone as anything. Woke and snowflake. I don't know what any of those things are. All I know is true crime, facts, and court documents. That's it. I don't know anything else. So here's a 3D image. So you can see how big this sort of mass was of where this landfill is. And it's like, it's not tiny, guys. Like, it's huge. You think here, so one of the things they actually had, this was Morgan and Mercedes. They were looking for them, and they did find them this year, which was a great story. This was that green section where they were looking for it. And like, this thing looks like a mountain. How big is it? 1,400 meters. 100 meters. It's like 100 meters high. This thing is huge. And it's, yeah, you can see here, it has a track that goes up the side of it here where my cursor is going, where the trucks go up and down. So you have like these huge trucks that work in landfill, and they made like a route up the trash mountain to get to the top of it. Like, so yeah, it's not tiny by any stretch of the imagination. So Half Irish says, reminds me I need more liquid plumber. Clean your pipes, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you're a serial killer. Clean all your pipes. No, don't do that. We want to catch you. Don't clean anything. Leave it as it is. Kathy says, my husband hates to do any type of plumbing work on our home. Now you know why. You live in a part of Phoenix with many South Asians? Sure. I'm sure that's a real thing. All right. So we're done with Naresh. You heard my version of events for Naresh Bhatt. That's your update. Can't believe a year has passed. I really can't believe it. It's gone like that, just in a blink of an eye. I remember we were talking about this story a year ago when she first went missing. It's really gone very quick. All right. Let's talk about Lachlan Young. And I don't think you're going to believe this. I really don't think you're going to believe what I'm about to tell you. Lachlan Young, Hannah Maguire's shut up. Hannah Maguire's killer allegedly intimidated witnesses from his prison cell. And he was charged on Monday with 3 more, I think it's 6 more counts. 6 more? Yes. 6 more counts added to what he already has now entered a guilty plea for Hannah Maguire's murder. He's now been charged with witness intimidation. And it says here, Lachlan Young appeared in the Ballarat Magistrates Court on Monday for a brief administrative hearing on 3 counts of witness intimidation and 3 counts of witness harassment. They say he has not entered any pleas on these charges. The new allegations were laid in October last year, but can now be made public after his guilty plea on Hannah Maguire's murder. So this happened a while ago while he was waiting for trial, but it's recently become public knowledge after probably after the guilty plea, certain judgments and certain things that were under a suppression order were probably no longer under a suppression order once that plea was entered in court. So now he's going to face these other charges. Now, not a lot of details on them right now, but you know, this is the guy that, what was it, like 9 days through his trial on that murder charge, spun around and changed his plea to guilty because the evidence was so overwhelming. But also, months before that, while waiting for the trial, decided to get into witness intimidation and witness harassment. So there you go. He's been a very naughty boy in jail, apparently. Yeah. They say details of the alleged intimidation and harassment have not been aired in open court. So that tells me that it has been aired in court, but it's probably under some sort of suppression or was done in some sort of pre-trial where we won't hear about it for a while. They're saying here, but according to charge sheets, police allege Young wrote and sent letters containing menaces on or around July 23rd, 2024, knowing that the person was taking part in criminal proceedings as a witness. There you go. They say here, in court, his defense lawyer, Ryan Robertson, requested the allegations be adjourned until early next year after Young is sentenced for Miss Maguire's murder. Mr. Robertson noted no summary had been read in court on the allegations and no plea had been entered. So they said here, he unsuccessfully argued against the media's request for access to Young's charge sheet, submitting that it was somewhat premature. I don't think it's premature of anything. They're saying here, but the magistrate, Mike Wardell, disagreed, noting that there was public interest in reporting the allegations now that Young's murder case had been resolved. He will next appear in Ballarat Magistrates Court on January 29th next year. But this is January 29th for these charges. We're actually going to a sentencing hearing in a few months. So we've got a bunch of stuff on Lachlan Young coming up. And yeah, there you go. A very naughty boy writing intimidating and harassing letters from his prison cell while awaiting trial. He is very naughty. So Ping is working on getting these charge sheets for you. I've sent in an application. It's through a different court. It's through the Ballarat Magistrates Court. I've never dealt with them before, so I am still waiting. They don't know me as well as some of the other courthouses where I've already gone through a lot of like pre-vetting and applications and things like that. We are waiting. So we are waiting on okay. Who's emailing me? Oh, Kathy? Forget my previous. Okay. All right. I don't know what you want me to forget, but sure. I'll do whatever you say. Let's see. Gayla said, dude, they read your letters. I know. He's not very bright, but no one accused Lachlan Young of being very bright. We always say on this channel, you don't have to be smart to commit murders, right? Criminals don't have to be very clever to do crimes. Well, Lachlan Young, not very clever. He's not a very clever boy. And as you read, when I read you some of the things from his trial that I read to you a while ago, from Lachlan Young's trial, we learned just how very unclever and unsophisticated his offending was. And we read that. I think it was this one. Hold on. When I read you the opening statements in Lachlan Young's trial, yeah, we all learned that he's not very clever, including trying to rope someone else into his offending and telling them about his plan. So he actually told a friend, well, acquaintance is the word I would use, and told him all about this plan to roofie Hannah before trying to scare her. I don't think he was trying to scare her. I think he wanted to hurt her. So if you don't know this story and you didn't watch our other Lachlan Young story, who is Lachlan Young? Lachlan Young had a partner. Her name is Hannah Maguire. They had a somewhat long-term relationship, but it was filled with abuse, filled with controlling, coercive control, all different type of abusive actions against Hannah. And that all came to a head, and Lachlan Young attacked her, killed her, put her into the vehicle, and set that car alight, burning her remains in that car. And he was figured out very quickly. It wasn't very hard to figure out who committed that murder when there was only really one person in Hannah's life that would ever really hurt her. And it was this historic allegations of abuse throughout their entire relationship that really painted the picture of what probably happened in those final moments to Hannah. And then his trial started, I think it was the same day that we got Aaron Patterson's verdict. His trial started, but after 9 days of trial, he basically told his lawyers he wanted to change his plea, changed his plea to guilty, and ended the trial because the evidence was so overwhelming. Hearing all these people that were in his life in the courthouse telling his deepest, darkest secrets to the court was just too much, and he wanted to get out of it by any means possible. And the only one he had at his disposal was pleading guilty to murder. So he pled guilty to the murder charge, and yeah, they ended the trial, and we got a guilty verdict, which was great relief to Hannah's family. And they cheered in court when that guilty plea was accepted by the court. And yeah, that's where we are at today. We're waiting on sentencing for Lachlan Young. I agree. I think his friend is complicit in the offending and possibly had the opportunity to save Hannah's life and chose to do nothing. And he did the whole, you know, bros before, you know, bros before women who work as, sexual content creators. Um, decided to keep the bro code, going. And instead of realizing the seriousness of the situation, he was like, "Oh, you want to hurt your girlfriend? Sure, I'll help you with that." Like I said, not the brightest people, not the brightest people involved in this particular case, but yeah. So as you can see, now he's got a bunch more charges against him. These will be aired probably in January next year. We'll probably get a lot more details about that in January when those front court again. So yeah, new allegations were laid in October last year, and we didn't find out about them. We did not find out about them until now. Yeah, some of his offending was so egregious. You hear here, after he killed Hannah, he sent fake text messages to her mom purporting to be from Hannah, saying like, "Oh, I love Lachlan and he won't take me back, and like I'm such a terrible person for breaking up with him. Oh, mom, what have I done? I'm just going to end it all." And the mom just looked at the text messages and went, "That's not my daughter. My daughter would never say any of this." And the mom clued on really quickly that this was not Hannah writing these messages. This was actually Lachlan, and she knew something really bad must have happened to Hannah for him to have her phone, for him to be sending these type of text messages purporting that she wanted to end it all. So he very nasty, nasty young man to not only put Hannah through all that while she was alive, but then to try and put like her mum through this, and then tried to do this through trial too. It's just, he is not a good person by any stretch of the imagination. That's right. Friends who are closest brothers should not become before gardening equipment. That's right. Hi guys, a cat showed up. Hey, what are you doing? Hi, what's wrong? Look, there's a cat. Hi, what you doing, Baba? There's a giant orange cat. Hey, Bobby, do you want to say hello? Turn this way. You're turning the wrong way. Hey. All right, we're gonna have a muffin here with us for a minute. I did disappear. I had to do something for Mrs. Ping. She has to go somewhere, so I had to help her for a minute. So and then I gained a cat. So he just jumped on my lap. Oh, it's all right. Calm down. He gets scared when the door opens. It's all right. Hey, you're okay. Dad will protect you. It's all right. Mummy's going out somewhere. Joe Neal says someone in chat now is mad at me. That's not surprising. I'm not surprised someone's mad at you. Gayla said Muffin is the star of the show. He is the star of the show, aren't you, buddy? Yeah. What's wrong? You want to go to sleep? Yeah, just hang out with Dad. We're doing a show. All right. So yeah, we walked you through a lot of the Lachlan Young, what happened in court for those very brief 9 days, including the prosecution's opening statements about Lachlan Young's crime against Hannah. And I walked you through also some of Hannah's mum's testimony at the trial, and it's heartbreaking to listen to it. The fact that they knew that she was in an abusive relationship and had tried so hard to help her escape from it, but Lachlan was so manipulative and so emotionally abusive towards Hannah that she was a broken person and was under his spell. Marlene said, "Is the new chair coming soon?" It's right here. I just need to put it together. We've sort of been waiting because we've got some other things happening here, and yeah, so we're waiting to let those things go, and then when that's done, we can do this and get rid of this chair. So the new chair is here. It's sitting right over here. You guys can't see it. It's sitting right over here. So we've got to put it together. Oh, Muffin, good work. Thank you for clawing my pants. Apparently, I can never own pants. When you own a cat, you can never have pants. You have to be a pantsless person because they just put freaking claw marks in it. These are brand new too. It's very annoying. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. I think that's. Did we almost get everything? Okay. Yeah. Need to do an unveiling of the new chair? I will. When you say pants, I think underwear. That's right. You should never have any underwear in life if you own a cat. Half Irish said, "Weird thing is I have sisters and they're really petite. Lavender and Rosemary. Is that really your sister's name? That's a interesting naming like sort of choice. Let's see. Heather said Muffin is a fabulous shade of ginger. He's like a burnt orange sort of color. He's not like a real light ginger. Yeah, he's like a burnt orange or burnt marmalade sort of color. He's very dark. He's a very dark ginger cat. Don't go pantsless. I will not go pantsless ever. Ah, the Cat Sisters. Okay, I was like, that's an interesting name for two girls. Ah, okay. I was like, your parents must really love Italian food to name their daughters like all these food names. Gail said, yeah, they're good names for a cat. I would like to see someone name their daughters this. If you do this, let me know. Email me sundaywithping@gmail.com. I'd like to know. Yeah, he's a nice cat sometimes. All right, what else do we have? Okay, I think we did that. We did this. Hey, my stomach is like lunch, ping, lunch. We can have lunch later. Send a pic of your cats. Yeah, send a pic of if you want to send photos of your cats. That's not code for send me photos of your vagina. I mean actual cats, not hairless cats. I mean actual like the pet, not the naked woman thing. You can send them to me at sundaywithping@gmail.com. Retired Ren said, "Don't start us talking about food. Every time we get onto food, the show just collapses every time." Yeah, don't talk about food. All right. Let's see what else we've got. I've got a couple of others, but yeah, we've been working on those documents for Lachlan Young, and then there's some stuff happening with Aaron Patterson and the video I'm doing and a few other things in that realm. But that's all I can say. We've got some sort of bits and pieces happening with that trial. So I'll let you know when I can about all that. And that video should be out early next week. We've shot half of it. We've edited most of it of the first half. And then we've still got to do the second half and then edit that, add a few things to it. So we've got to add some evidence videos to it and some of the bits and pieces from the trial. So it's going good, but it looks like it's going to be about 1.5 hours long to do the Aaron Patterson video. Like that's as short as I can make it to include all the evidence. It's literally going to be the one-stop video that you would ever need to know anything about the Aaron Patterson trial. It'll have everything in one video. So keep an eye out for that. Oh, who's emailing me? Yes. I don't know who's emailing me. All right. You're taking the trophy away? Yeah, take the trophy away. All right, let's see what else we've got. We did Mamta. We've done Lachlan Young. Gave you some updates on that. Okay. Actually, this story just broke in the Daily Mail. Let me show it to you. Why is everything DV violence? Australian woman chained to her bed so that she didn't sneak out to have sex with other men, police allege. A man has been charged with a raft of DV offenses, accused of kidnapping and assaulting his partner. Sounds like Lachlan Young, who was they're saying the woman was allegedly chained to a bed to prevent her from sneaking out at night. The man, Zane Woodward, 34, appeared in court on Thursday, 2 days after Brodie McGugan, 32, finally escaped from him and fled to the local police in New South Wales Illawarra region. Harrowing details were laid bare in court, where police allege the woman was detained at an Oaks Flats home, chained to the bed with a heavy-set metal chain link and padlocked to her right ankle. She was unlocked from the bed only to eat and use the toilet, according to court documents. The court heard that Woodward's alleged torture began recently to prevent her from sneaking out at night to have sex with other men. What a paranoid individual. Police allege the torture escalated in recent days, where the woman was chained up during the day and whenever the man left the Esplanade home. It is also alleged that Woodward took his partner's mobile phone, wallet, and keys and isolated from her friends, family, and her work. The alleged weeks-long ordeal finally ended on Tuesday afternoon when the woman fled from Woodward while they were at a local ATM to check a bank balance. That is bonkers. So she finally escaped. They're saying she hid in a nearby pharmacy and approached a customer for help as the man allegedly drove up and down the street trying to find her. They're saying here she was taken to Shell Harbour Hospital with extensive injuries. They included broken ribs, bruising, and a fractured eye socket. Woodward was arrested by police at his Oak Flats home on Wednesday afternoon. He was charged with kidnapping with intent to commit a serious indictable offense, 2 counts of assault occasioning actual bodily harm with a DV escalator. Take and detain a person with intent to obtain advantage, and common assault and intimidation. He was remanded into custody and will reappear in court in October. That is one of the worst stories I have ever heard out of Australia. Wow. What is wrong with that guy? He chained her up. I don't know what's wrong with people. If the woman doesn't want you anymore, I don't think chaining her up helps. I don't think abusing her is going to do anything. She's not going to magically fall back in love with you. You know, it's over. You can't force people to want to be with you. So brutal. So apparently this is the property here where she was chained up and allegedly abused. They're saying here they had been in a relationship since September 2024. Ay, ay, ay. I want to know what women try to sneak out of their house to have sex with other men. I think this is a male concocted fantasy. I don't think that's a real thing. I mean, maybe some women, but I don't think so. Advice to the Lovelorn by Ping. Yeah. Move on. There's many other women out there. I don't understand this obsessive need for like ownership over women. I don't get it. It's like there's like billions of people on this planet, right? If she don't love you no more, there's a lot of other hot women who will probably have sex with you. You don't need this one. You can go find a different one that may be way hotter. It's not a big deal. You know, move on. You can't force people to like, want to be in a relationship with you. It's bizarre. I don't understand it. Mimi said, "Have there always been this many crazies, or do we just hear more due to the internet?" I think the internet and the 24-hour reporting cycle has definitely escalated how many stories we hear. They probably always happened, but you got to imagine when the internet was in its early stages, like in the 90s and early 2000s, right? Even before that, your news probably came from most likely your area, and then some of the other news you would have heard about would have been from like national coverage. But you wouldn't have heard of like a story from like a town that's like in a, 5 states away, unless it was some national type news. You're not going to hear like, a woman that was killed by DV in her home in Washington if you live in California. It probably just wouldn't have happened because there's limited space for stories, and they only print so many newspapers. So I think unless you were actively looking for it, you probably wouldn't have seen it just perusing the news, that type of thing. So good night, Snap Crackle Pop. Good night. Jojo said, just imagine how many stories we don't hear. Many. Gayla says you can, just not legal. Maybe. All right. Yeah. Good night, Snap. I think we're gonna sort of wind up in a second. Anyway, we got very angry tonight about Naresh. Naresh drives me crazy. Seriously, he drives me bonkers. I can't stand people who try and hide behind things that are real challenges for other people. Like language barriers are real challenges for some people, right? Especially people who come from a country who speak a different language. It's very hard to learn English. It's very hard to then use it proficiently enough to have conversations and live in a daily life in a Western country, right? It's very hard. Naresh is not one of these people, and it upsets me constantly that he tries to hide behind it because it's such a weak, coward move. It is. It's such a coward move, and that's all I ever get like from Naresh. All I ever get from Naresh is he's a coward. That's what he is. He's a wimp. He's not a real man, and he's just a little sook. That's all I ever get from him. Like he was facing charges last year, and he's all like, "Oh, I want to delay it because I need an interpreter." Like, bro, that's the least of your problems. The least of your problems are this charge of, I can't remember what it was. It was like desecrating a body, right? You're going to get charged with murder. Like, why are you bitching about this and all this? Like, I need an interpreter. We want to delay it. They're going to charge you with that murder eventually. Like, you're being a sook. You're being an absolute sook of a person, a big coward, like you always are. Kathleen says, "Ping, give my email to retired RN." I could do that if I have her email. I'm pretty sure I do. All right, let's finish on a fun note. All right, I'm going to show these. Save images. I'm going to show you some hairless cat photos. No, I'm not. I'm going to show you some real cat photos, like the actual animal, not the naked lady version. Yeah, delete this. Delete this. All right. Let's see. Here we go. That's a great photo of the cat. I like it. What a funny looking cat. He looks fed up with whatever's going on. He's like, Mom, give me food. I want food. Oh. There you go. And here's the other one. There you go. So these are the this is half Irish's cats. So you get to see them. Yeah, I'm just checking. Yeah. So there you go. They're very cute. They're both dark colored cats. They both they look like Luna. They look like Luna from Sailor Moon. There you go. They're very cute. Yeah, they're both the same. I love this photo. He looks so fed up. He's having a long day apparently. A long day. Marlene said, looked like he was throwing the middle finger in the first photo. He was to Mum. He's like, Mum, feed me. Come on. I'm hungry. Heather says, I love them. Yeah, they're cute. Good. They're very imagine having these cats, man. That you would have your hands full. Imagine dinner time at half Irish's house. You would have like millions of kitties trying to attack you. I have two, and they just get under my feet and they trip me and they jump on the benches and they knock things off and smash things and they do all sorts of naughty things. They're very these cats are almost 10 years old and they act like kittens. They act like babies. They fly around, they hurt the computer, they pull cords out. They are they are naughty mongrels, both of them. Oh, hold on. Oh, here we go. All right. Yeah, Lux is telling you off. There you go. I don't know. I can put a one in chat, but I think it bans you, so I don't want to do that. I mean, I could. Yeah, you gotta. He is like 12. I think he is. It's okay. Be nice to him. Some people in life never grow up. You got to be kind to them, Lux. Some people are 12-year-olds trapped in a 65-year-old's body. You got to be kind to them. You know, they're not as grown up as we are. All right. No. All right. Okay. I'm going to get out of here for the day. It was nice to sort of reminisce about Mamta. I really just can't believe it's been that long. Like, where does a year go? And when you think about it like that, can you imagine if that's her family? That year must have been absolutely excruciating not knowing where their daughter is, really. And, you know, for us, it went like this. And I bet you every day was a very long day for them not having their daughter and their sister and, you know, their family. But what can we do for Mamta? We can keep like covering the case and we can keep pushing on Naresh. We can keep making sure that justice is served. We can keep making sure that everyone knows what happened to Mamta, and we can keep her spirit alive by talking about her and like who she was as a person, and make sure that justice is not just done but is seen to be done. And that's what we'd like to have in Mamta's case. At least I would like that. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I love you all. Hopefully tomorrow will be a bit more exciting. I can't explain why, and I can't tell you anything, but we may have a good update tomorrow. Okay. Keep your eye out tomorrow afternoon about probably the same time, about midnight Eastern, and keep an eye on the topic title. Keep an eye on the topic title. I think they're still over there. I think, if I believe correctly, that the brother and the mum are still there. I don't know for sure, but I know they were in the area at one point. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna play one final thing for Mamta before we go. From WUSA 9.
The Manassas Park Police Chief vows to keep working toward justice in the murder case of Mamta Kafle Bhatt. It's been a year since she was last seen.
Her husband has been charged with killing her. Naresh Bhatt was set to go on trial later this summer, but his trial has been pushed back a year. And the lead investigator tells our Kelly Vaughn that gives his team more time to build a case.
It was definitely one of the ones that really got to us here in the department.
Mario Lugo is the chief of the Manassas Park Police Department. He's been investigating this case since 28-year-old Mamta Bhatt went missing last summer.
I think the last physical search we did was last year around October. But we've done over 44 search warrants, affidavits, subpoenas, court orders. So we're continuing to do that on a regular basis.
After working the case and responding to more than 200 tips, his department arrested Mamta's husband, Naresh Bhatt. He's charged with first-degree murder, as well as concealment and defilement of a dead body.
Everything that we've investigated so far, it points in one direction, and I think we have the right person in custody at this point.
Bhatt was set to stand trial this September until earlier this month, when the trial was delayed until October 2026.
I think the community was hoping to have an answer by now what exactly happened and have justice for the family.
Chief Lugo shares the frustrations of Mamta's family, but won't waste this extra time he's been given.
We haven't given up for justice. We're going to continue moving forward on this case and provide all the evidence and get ready for trial.
Reporting for WUSA 9, I'm Kafle.
Although delayed the trial now, eventually it will make it to that trial, and we'll be there on Nights with Ping. I won't physically be in the courtroom for this one, being that it is in a state of America which I've never been to. Although I've been to a lot of states in America, I've never been to Virginia or Pennsylvania or Washington. I've never been in that area before, so I won't be physically there, but I will make sure I get myself on the media list for this trial. And in 2026, we'll cover it. What do we have coming up? Like I said, we got that video, that huge omnibus video of Erin Patterson. I've got a news story that I've been working on for the last 2 days, which involved me having to head down to a courthouse in person. So that'll be early next week. We've still got a lot of work to do on that one. And then I'll keep you updated with anything about Erin Patterson as well. I've not heard anything this week. We did get that additional evidence, which I showed you the other day. By the way, we were the first ones to air it anywhere. I think The Age, The Guardian, Daily Mail, they were all hours after I did it. So you got a world exclusive on this channel. Never seen before outside of that courtroom. We were the first media organization to actually air that evidence from the Patterson trial on Tuesday, Monday, whatever it was. We were the first ones. So you guys got an inside look hours before the media got to do it. And there'll be more. There'll be more coming. We're in sort of a transition phase right now. We're sort of transitioning to other stories. Still working on the Patterson thing, but there's more going on in the background and stuff. And eventually we'll get to a sentencing date and time, and Ping will be there. I'll be at the sentencing in person. So we'll be there. We'll be at the sentencing in person. Then we have Lachlan Young and his sentencing. That's coming up in a few months as well. And then we have at least 2 trials next year in the Supreme Court, which we will be going to in person. So we got 2. Next year is going to be a big year. We've got at least 2. This year we did one big one. Next year we've got at least 2 that both of them should be maybe not quite as big as Erin's, but they'll be national coverage, big stories, and we'll be there in person. So Lux said, I've never seen trial coverage that was better. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's very kind. Really good shoe? I don't know. I've got no idea. Maybe it was Joe. Could have been Joe. All right. I love you all. Have a great night out there. If you can do me a favor, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. It's great to see all the new people on this channel. It's great to see all the new subscribers that we get each week. And if you're new to the channel, leave a comment under the video so I can say hi. It's nice to meet the new people who are subscribing. And if you can make it to one of the live shows, come and hang out in the chat and tell us what you think about the stories we're covering. And if you can hit the thumbs up button, I would appreciate it. I'll see you later. Tomorrow, keep an eye out for that live show tomorrow. I can't tell you anything about it right now, but all will become clear tomorrow. So good night. See you later. Get a good night's sleep. Bye.